If you're watching this, it's probably because you've been looking, like me, at the Naturnest Polaris Plus rooftop tent. So you see this thing posted all over for just about $1,300 with, after promotions, coupon codes, whatever they have running, always seems to end around that $1,300 to $1,400 range no matter the marketplace. And you're wondering why, how can this tent, which is almost an exact carbon copy of the Naturnest Falcon XL2, be listed for less than half the price? Is it the same? Is it worth it? What does it actually look like up close, and what's different over the months? Because it has changed a lot with customer feedback. So here's the tent on the truck set up. You just saw it took me, I don't know, a couple minutes to set this up versus the traditional Smitty built tent I used to have that was a clam folding kind of mess. It took a lot longer. So this is super simple, super basic. This is exactly how it would be from the factory. The only thing I've done is add an awning to the side of it. We can dive into what's on the outside up close and then move into the tent. So it is pollen season here in Colorado. So I had this up for about a week up on the truck, and it is absolutely covered. I take it through a car wash about once or twice a week. So this has gone through twice now. All aluminum, sides and the front. What I like about this is that they actually seal it. So they have silicone around every seam. So I've taken it through touchless car washes. I've taken it through self-wash. Neither one had moisture inside. I know they recommend to do self-washing, so we'll see how this actually fares through the years. If those seals start to break down, if it gets a little looser, we'll have to keep an eye on it, but so far so good. Underneath here, and definitely worth checking out, one of the updates underneath the tent is that it has this Anderson plug. So this is an Anderson 50 amp connector. And so these universal connectors are the exact same, male to female, universal. You can splice just about anything into these connectors. And the reason it's here is because they added electric inside the tent. So what I do is I have my power station here. You can also hook up a solar panel and then run the two positive and negative through the Anderson connector up there, and then automatically have switches, outlets, 12 volt DC up into the tent. So one thing I don't have on this installed that came with the tent is the roof racks. So there's two roof rails that you can connect to the upper channel that will allow you to actually mount whatever you want, a kayak mount, your bike mounts, solar panels. Another thing I really like about what they updated is that they listen to all the reviews, all the comments, and all the criticisms when they first came out with this tent. So Naturnest saw that and said, oh, this ladder's great, doesn't have a bag. So I have it in the mud while I'm camping, and then I have to store it on the bed directly with all that mud and dirt. So what they did was include this really nice neoprene bag for the ladder. So one extra thing that probably won't be included if you're looking at old reviews that they actually put in. They also redid their storage bags for the top. So these they call shoe bags. They have a mesh bottom, neoprene side, so it's waterproof except on the bottom to get some ventilation to allow it to drip, that sort of thing. Throw your shoes in here, any wet gear you want to throw in here that you don't necessarily want to wear in the tent. And the complaint, at least at first, was that this channel that it slides into wasn't big enough so they could pull out with any kind of weight. And I can tell you, I can nearly hang on this thing. I'm gonna rip the fabric before it comes out of that channel. So there's no way that's going anywhere. Another thing they updated and listened to. So what they've added that, again, you may not see if you're looking at old reviews of these, is this center pouch. So it's no surprised that it comes with storage on the inside. It always has. One thing that's changed is that clear pocket right up there. So that is a new addition. It used to just be all of the same fabric. That one allows you to put an iPad, anything you want to see through, and be able to watch your shows, your movies. So this pre-wires to that power block in the back that we're going to see. You can plug it in with a USB. So we'll throw it back there. That's where it's eventually going to be. And that will automatically hook up to your lights around the perimeter here. So it has LED lights. It looks like it's temperature sensitive, where it can do blue, warm, and then different modes for the brightness. So we'll take a look. We'll get in and see that power block in the back as well. Here is your light strip that goes all the way across from front to back. While we're up here, let's take a look at the mattress. So we got 1.5-inch mattress, pretty standard, looks very similar to what comes on the Naturnest Falcon. Underneath an anti-condensation mat, and then under that is a felt backing and a little more padding, and under there would be your aluminum base. So a lot of padding for sure. I know I've heard people say that they can get an extra mat if they want it, especially if they're spending a week in here for long trips. That helps, and it'll still close with an 1-inch mattress topper over it. So nice to have. I'll probably end up keeping this mattress and just keeping my sleeping bags in here. That way I'm not trying to max out the clamp and risk getting some water through the seal. Now, I mentioned that I had an awning on the side of my tent. So in order to do that, I have a 7-foot awning. I have a 7-foot bed, and the tent is about 7 feet. So I had to move that awning as far forward in order to clear for this mount for our tent awning. So to do that, I used the kit, the supplied kit, and what I was able to do is loosen these 2 bolts and slide this bracket out. So that allowed me to clear this awning, and it still gives me the perfect amount of tension. These hinge points for the ladder that you can attach on any side of the tent or off the back. With the truck, it's easier for me to do the back, so that's how I do it. I just realized that this tent sent me some of these bars that are specifically meant to work with awnings. So instead of coming straight out, it goes up and then out to clear this. So that's another option. They give you all this out of the factory, so I'm pretty happy with it. I might keep it like this. We'll see how it works. Seems to do okay so far. I am 6'2", and I can fully stretch out head to toe, which is really nice. So beyond that, what we have on these shades is 2 layers. You have your screen mesh, obviously for bugs, and then you have your neoprene side. So nothing crazy. Every rooftop tent is going to have it. What they don't have is kind of a thick weighted material. So this reminds me kind of a lot of a bimini you'd find on a boat or sailboat, motor yacht, whatever. It is thick, it's heavy, it's nice. It's not the super thin stuff. The isolators on the zippers are nice to keep it from rattling. A lot of little stuff and a lot of little thought and detail went into it that you can tell actually makes a difference. So I saw one of the reviews say that when they zip everything up, it's completely blackout, and I believe them. Just looking at these so far, there's no light coming through the seams, the zippers, nothing. In the back corner here is your power brick. This is already watertight on the bottom, hooks up to that Anderson connector. So you have your toggle for off and on for the power. You have 2 USB ports, both 5 volts, 2.1 amps, pretty typical of what you'd find in your house. Then you have 2 12-volt DC chargers, so pretty nice. I'm going to be using one of these USB to hook up the lights in the tent, just to have ease of access. But you've seen most of it. There's a lot of little parts to this tent. I haven't covered absolutely everything just because it would take way too long, but almost everything that I haven't seen in other videos I was able to touch in this one. I hope you find it valuable. I would absolutely recommend this tent. I was surprised. I was skeptical for sure. It kind of beat my expectations. It stores really nicely. The clamps are an actual powder coat, which again, you buy a lot of parts from overseas. They say they're powder coated. It's really a paint that chips off. So these are actually powder coated steel hinges, steel latches, and then the body of it is all aluminum 100%. The struts have been out in the rain and the elements and the pollen and the car washes, and they still look good. No leaks, no rust. Again, it's only been a week, so we'll see. but nothing so far that I've seen has indicated that this isn't worth it. I've been really up close to a lot of Roofnest Falcon XL2s, and this looks the exact same, down to the bungee cord. So once you're putting it away, you have this bungee cord that'll pop up, and that's going to keep everything cinched in when you kind of tighten it down. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it somewhat useful. If you'd like to see anything else about it, drop a comment. I'll try to answer any questions and maybe even post another video if I forgot something. If you'd like to see it more in the rain, maybe we'll try to set it up. So reach out. Thanks again. See ya.